What's up, team? Welcome back. We're going to go over the Ohio events. Jenay recently competed in the Ohio Regional. So we're going to go over the 8 events of that.
Stage 1, the information I have is long range.
Right into it here. Okay, we had a 2-gun stage for stage 1 for this match, and it had pistol from like 20 to 45 yards to start. There were 11 total. 7 in one little section, and then you move to the right, and then there were 4 in another section. So the distance that you had to shoot pistol was like a 25-ish foot lane, and then you needed to be done at that point, clear, holster, and then about 75 feet to your right, there was a rock that you had to shoot long range off of. So during that transition time, you were what do they call it? What's this thing? Unslinging your rifle. Sorry. Unslinging your rifle. And then once you were at the rock, you can load, make ready, and then get to shoot in your long range. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly how many targets were there. Maybe 8, I want to say.
For long range?
Yeah,
7, I think.
7 or 8. From 175. Sorry, 175 yards to 550 yards. Mm-hmm. And some of them were C-zone. Some of them were full IPSC targets. So kind of had a little bit of a left to right array that you could either choose to shoot, out one side and then back and then out the other side, or you could kind of flop back and forth. So, it was a cool stage.
Zach sent me a picture, might have been a short video of the long range targets. It looked like there was 2 long range targets to the back right.
Yep, 550, 500, and then there's a 450.
Yeah.
And then there was like a 400, 336, 250.
And 175.
And then there's a one in that middle, was a 300 as well, and then a 175.
It seemed like you could either choose to run it up the left side and then come back to the right side. Mm-hmm. And there's would be 3 targets or something. So you could run it up the left side and then come back, and there's 3 targets on the right side that were further, or not further, but compared to the other targets were in the far range of the targets. Yeah. But I remember said that you did it near to far.
I did. I wasn't planning on doing that, actually. I was going to shoot it right side out, which is the easier side. Mm-hmm. Right side straight out, and then middle, and then transition back to the left front, and then go from the left side near to far to finish, because the furthest target was on the left side, and it was 550, and it kind of had this weird position change because there was a tree that was blocking your point of view from where you originally set up on the rock. You would have to just shift a little to the left in order to take the last target. Yeah. So I was like, well, I'll just save that for the last piece. That makes sense. I'm going to shift. I'm going to shift spots anyways, and it's the furthest target, so probably leave that one for the last. And then right before I was going, I was watching some people go, and I decided that I didn't want to do that. I thought that for me, it might be easier for me to just go near to far and take the transition time, and that was fine.
Yeah, there's also, whenever you run out one side and then come back, Jeremy's matches, his 3-gun matches used to be like that, where there was, not a clear, but there was a way where you could kind of zigzag your way down one side, then come back and start mid-range, and then zigzag your way out again. And it's more complicated than just, it's not coming in and out, because you get used to further wind hold, and then now you're back in the middle, and you got to find your wind holds again, and
yeah, just got a little bit more complex with doing it the original way I planned, so I just decided to simplify it, and that was fine. That wasn't the issue and why I didn't do better. So I think the plan I had was good, to shoot it near to far, and I think for most people that's probably the easiest way to do it.
You're just not holding enough wind or something like that, right?
I was a little to the right when I zeroed, and I didn't shift it, and I should have.
Yeah,
so
gotcha.
Took me a second to hit when I was at, I think 336 or something like that, because I was hitting a little right. Yeah, it was a good stage. I enjoyed doing the pistol to start on those further pistol targets. I thought that it was a good mix for a 2-gun stage where if you really excelled at those movements. Sorry, I'm speaking in CrossFit language right now. If you really excel at like that type of shooting, you could make up a lot of points there. And if you did not have good long range, especially, you could definitely get punished in that because we shot out far enough that it matters to know your data. So I liked that.
Did you have to shoot the pistol targets? Not did you have to shoot that? Like, did you have to make hits on all the pistol targets before you went to the rifle?
You could accept a miss. It would be 10 seconds if you accepted a miss.
Yeah, okay. So it's, well, yeah, the way I started that seems like I was asking if maybe it was going to be worth it just to run past them, but you could leave one if you couldn't hit it.
Correct. Okay. And I did hear Bob Hansen say that he left one because he missed it several times. He said, screw it, I'm leaving.
Yep.
So I know some people, yes, did that. The rifle targets, I believe, were 20 seconds a miss.
Yeah, I remember seeing it 10 seconds for something and 20 for...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, it was a cool stage. It was ran well.
Now, the other question, did you have to... let's say you were shooting and you hadn't hit a target yet. Could you just call it good? Like, could you just say, I'm done and walk off with your time? Or did you have to take the max time if you didn't hit?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't remember if it was explicitly stated at the brief, but everyone shot until the time frame. Okay. Maybe that was just good morale.
Yeah.
That everyone gave it an actual try.
In 3-gun, there's... for people that haven't shot like PCSL, I think probably does it, but they don't really have long range in those matches. I think they cap at a couple 100 yards. But in 3-gun, you can shoot a long range stage, and if there's one like you're just burying it and you can't hit it, you can just move to the next target and finish out the stage. And if you don't want to go back to hit that target, your time stops on the sound of your last shot, and then you take the 20-second miss for not hitting that target.
Important question. Do you have to take an attempt at it?
Yeah, because if you don't,
you get multiple penalties, right? It's a failure to engage.
It's failure to engage.
Plus you get the steal miss.
And you get the steal miss. And it's usually like a 20-second failure to engage and then a 20-second steal miss.
Got it.
So
that would be an important factor.
Yeah.
Now you can also, if you have the last target's like 750 and you're going like to war with it, you can just call time, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you shot it really good up to that point and you're like, screw it, I'm going to take more than 20 seconds to hit it.
You can just throw around at it and say time.
Yeah. But that would be a lot.
I don't know if you could have done that in Ohio.
That would have been a lot different though if you didn't have to send a round at it. Finish your last target and immediately say call time. Because then if say you had a 5 to 10 seconds before you actually took an attempt at that could be significant if you didn't take that hit.
That's why, like, I think Aaron changed his failure to engage to, I think it's like double the miss. So if it's 20 seconds for a miss, I think the failure to engage penalty is like 40 seconds.
And you get that on top of the miss?
Yeah, because one year there was several people that decided that they were just going to throw rounds at like 3 targets and take the misses. And there were some people that didn't do that, and it pissed Aaron off that people didn't try to hit it. They just like threw rounds at it and then called time. So then he upped the ante on the failure to engage penalty so that you could it may have been like you had to move to another position or something like that to be able to see him, kind of like you were saying. It was like you had to move like 5 feet over to actually get a shot at him.
Got it.
And instead of doing that, they just went like tap, 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 like bang, 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 and called time. And but anyway,
why don't they make a rule that you must try to shoot until you either you get time capped or you keep attempting?
I don't know. I see it both ways because, like, I like the stiff failure to engage penalty with a stiff miss penalty, and then you can stop short of the par time with targets that have not been hit. I like that, and for this reason, if like Nationals last year, there was a target nobody could fucking hit. Mm-hmm. So now everybody has the same time. Mm. So like I probably shot that stage in a quarter of the time as most people did, minus 1 target.
Sure.
So if I was able to stop when I got to that target that nobody could hit and just like shoot at it once and be like, time, then I would have actually gotten the benefit for how fast I shot the other targets. But because there wasn't, I got to sit there and shoot at a target for, didn't mean to drop an F-bomb, but,
and then everyone's on the same page.
And then now everybody has the same time because there was a target out there that nobody could hit. Yeah. And so I do like it for.
Why don't they take a split time? Okay, so you say there's 8 targets.
Yeah.
And there's a specific one is target number 8.
Yeah.
Everyone clears out to 7. Why don't they use that as a differentiator of like when you
She's
fired your last
shot?
Like a tiebreaker.
Yeah, I got you. Because then you're going to have somebody watching the shot timer and like when they get the hit, record that time.
Unless you have the fancy Shooters Global one or whatever.
Yeah, but then you got to have somebody that knows how to run it and like.
It's a lot more math.
Yeah.
A lot more options for.
I see what you're saying. I like it, but like, yeah.
You're just adding more variables in that can be.
And then how would you score that? Like, yeah, it's a tiebreaker, but how do you?
Yeah, it would be like we all time capped, but Jake shot target number 7.
So how do you adjust the time?
You can't put something in there that he didn't get.
Yeah.
Right, so right. It would have to be we all got 4th place tied for 4th place, and that's how you would discern who is the highest of the 4. I don't know. I get what you mean. It doesn't really math out.
I like it. I like the way the 3-gun does it solely because if there's a target out there or inclement weather, like sometimes at Reveille Peak, we've shot the Texas 3-gun championship out there a couple times when, and for people that don't know, like in 3-gun, I may shoot against somebody in my same division that is not shooting the stages that I'm shooting today. Right. I might shoot on Sunday what they shot on Friday. Because it's not like tactical games where you're in squads with your own division. You're in randoms or you just squad with your friends or whatever. And, but there have been weekends at Reveille where, and I've gone to other matches in other states and the wind's blowing 35 miles an hour and it's raining and 32 degrees and you can't even hardly make out anything at 400 yards. And everybody's just shooting what they can see and then calling it. And because then everybody would just max out on time.
Yeah.
So I like it for that reason alone, that if there's a target nobody's hitting or it's 30 mile an hour winds, variable and, shifting and raining, whatever, that you can shoot what you're able to shoot, try to shoot at a couple other ones so you don't get the failure to engage penalties and then just call time. And at least you still get a benefit of the stage instead of everybody just capping out. So,
and also sense. For like sniper match, you're only carrying so much ammo on you during the day.
Yeah.
And if you're going to war with a target, you have to mag change and you're just going to war with a target. You may not have enough ammo to shoot a stage later in the day.
At the sniper match that's coming up, Jenay's going to be carrying all of my ammo.
I already planned on it.
I'm just kidding. I'm carrying my own, maybe for a little while. But yeah, that's the reason why I like it like that. Because, and it's just like, man, it sucks to watch somebody struggling. And it really, really sucks to be the person struggling. Because I've been on both ends of that. And sometimes you just want to kill it, like, all right, we're done. Go in that, time.
Almost like a know your limits. I'm reminded of the concept of the know your limits plate where you're like, I know that I cannot hit this target, so I might as well just call it.
All right. Well, that was a good discussion, honestly, on long range.
Yeah, it was a good stage. It reminded me of older times that we've seen that style of 2-gun stage.
It looked like the targets were all hittable, and then it benefited people that could shoot well, but then also people that were a little bit more new to long range could still hit the targets.
Correct.
I would just take them a couple extra shots. But then like the James Gills of the world can run through it in
smoke it.
30 seconds. Somebody new might take a minute and a half, but can hit them.
Have a shot. Yeah. I liked it.
All right. Second for you, which you went through them in chronologically in order.
Yes.
Would be the 15-minute AMRAP run on the hill.
Yeah, so we had this very steep hill that you started going straight up it, and then you went down on kind of the back side of it, and then you ran a small loop back to the front of the hill where you repeated that same course for 15 minutes. So for frame of reference, if you were to fully sprint the loop, I think someone took like sometimes it was like 35, 40 seconds if you sprinted it for one. So I think the goal for most people was to get about 1 a minute, because that would put you at a pretty decent pace when you get tired. The unique aspect of having the power of going up the hill and then the endurance to last the 15 minutes was a pretty cool mix there of stimuluses. And then also you have to be athletic on the way down because it was really steep and you had to pay attention to your feet on that. So a little bit of athleticism and coordination on that. This was the first time, to my knowledge, that we've seen an AMRAP run like that, correct? Mm-hmm. So
the only thing we did was similar was that 1 2-hour AMRAP that we did. Mm-hmm. But it had a bunch more than just running. It had all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so that was way back.
But and that was also a much larger of a group.
I know I designed
on it.
I know I designed that.
I forgot how it was designed.
It was I think the loop was like 3 miles or something like that. But then every about 800 yards, 800 meters, there was a station that you had to do something like a yoke carry, or I forgot. There's farmers carry, the deal that has the water in it that like you put on your shoulders. We had that. You had to do different things at different stations. There was something with like a ball, I think like a stress carry that you had to do, and there was like 10 of each at each station, and then they'd come around. But I think it was just like 5 people got like 5 rounds in 2 hours.
Wow.
Something like that. So
I hope that doesn't come off offensive, but it sounds like Spartan race vibes.
It was because we partnered with Green Beret something or other.
Green Beret Fitness.
Fitness, yeah. And they did Spartan type races, and that was kind of because back then I think Tim still owned it when we did that one. I ran that match and designed the stages, and anyway, it turned out to be, people liked it. Even if they hated it, they liked the stage.
How did you handle the rest of the physicality of the day after that?
Well, half of the field started on the 2-hour AMRAP. The other half of the field did 3 stages. 3 stages. There was a little bit of an action shooting stage and then 2 like tactical game stages. Then at noon, so they did those 3 stages before noon. One of them was very short, I think 2. Either way, we did it to where it was going to take the other half of the field like half a day to get through those 3 stages. And then at noon or 1 o'clock, you switched to the other side. So the people that started on the tactical game stages in the morning went to the 2-hour AMRAP in the afternoon. So if there was 180 people in the field, 90 people started on the AMRAP deal.
This was a 2-day event at this point?
Yeah.
Man, and that was on day 1? Mm-hmm. Were people pretty wrecked from that?
It wasn't.
No, it was a super hot event. It was Georgia.
And nothing was on that run. Nothing was too like the stages, the stations weren't too terrible. Yeah. That like it was just.
And that was back before things were heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was back before they are as fit as they are now.
Got it.
Yeah. No.
Well, since then, this is the first AMRAP that we've seen. Luckily, it wasn't 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. The only other thing that we've been that's kind of like an AMRAP is those like shuttle run things, but this is different. So anyway, you were saying, was it a loop where like you went up, across, and down, or did you go out and back?
Loop.
Okay,
Good
so
question.
You weren't fighting traffic on the way back.
Correct.
Okay.
The steepness was the same on both sides. The lane was wide enough that you could probably fit like 2 people wide comfortably on the way up, but there's certain footholds on the way up, so it's kind of like whoever goes first is probably going to stay there unless you're dead stopped.
And then did you get a point at the top and a point at the bottom, or was it just a point at the bottom?
There's a red stick at the very top of the hill, so you could get each lap was 2 points.
Okay.
Up and then back down.
Because I remember
which was very important.
Because you said it took about 1 minute for the loop, so because you got like 30 points or something, right?
I did 18 laps plus 1 uphill.
So 36, 37.
37.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how you got so many points. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah. It was a good idea to put the stick at the top. Why would you even try another lap unless you had a significant amount of time?
Yeah.
So that was really good. I liked it. It was a hard workout, like a really hard workout. And I think it was a little more punishing on the legs than any of us anticipated.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Strength erg. So y'all did bench press this time?
Yeah, I was very welcome to see the bench press after running my little heart out on that AMRAP, because my legs were still cooked. So liked that pairing that they put the strength erg on that day, so that it wasn't like legs on legs on legs, and you could give a really good effort on the strength erg because it was a totally different muscle group. Mm-hmm. With the strength erg, we did the bench press function on that. In the format, I forget how many rounds it was actually off the top of my head, like 8.
8 rounds, because it was 4 rounds of each weapon system, and you shot one weapon system at a time.
Got it. So 8 rounds, you did the strength erg, and then you shot rifle, strength erg, shoot pistol.
Gotcha.
And it's really hard to understand, like how, if I were to tell you 500-meter row, you have an idea of what that feels feels like in time wise. So like with the strength erg, the men did 500 watts, I believe. Is that the
500 kilograms?
Kilograms. And the women did 250 kilograms. So just off first thought, you're like, okay, that's like half the amount scale, right? Usually in CrossFit, it might be like a 70 or 80% scale. We did 250. And I'm not mad about it. But I think overall the women were slightly faster. I don't think that 80% scale would have been good for the women, especially with the bench press function.
So y'all had to accumulate like 500 and something pounds each time. Mm-hmm. 550-ish. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard talk after that, like maybe the women could have had a little bit more on that because our time frame at the end of the workout was a little faster than the guys. But doing the actual workout, 250 felt plenty sufficient.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want to do.
And then we talked about it a lot, but like men tend to have much stronger, proportionally have much stronger upper bodies, whereas lower bodies, women have a higher percentage of the men, you know.
Right. So if you're going to 50% scale us on any type of movement, it would be the bench press. Yeah. So on that one, the shooting that we had was freestanding rifle at 100 yards. And that was pretty spicy after the bench press. And then we shot a normal sized sheet of paper, like a printer paper.
Yeah, like 8x12.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the pistol target was at 50 yards, but we shot a tactical games paper. Do y'all know how much that is off the top of your head?
Oh, we did 19 by 13. I don't know if Nick does that or if he does 18 by 12.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
18 by 12 is a lot more common.
Pretty close.
And I think he switched over to 18 by 12.
And 18 by 12 would be like a BC zone size.
Okay. 18 by 12. So when I was standing at the firing line, it felt like the pistol target was massive and the rifle target was teeny. Mm-hmm. So, do
you think that they should have been swapped?
Yeah, I think.
Or do you think that the rifle target should have been the same size as the pistol target?
It's hard to say because
half the size of the pistol target?
Based on how I did in the workout, yeah. But based on how the field did, I think that the men probably shot better rifle on that. So I would analyze what the men did on that rifle stage, because I know that the men shot better than us on that based on what I heard from Hepner and Sal. So if they had a pretty decent amount of hits, then probably not. But I know if you were just basing it on Jenay's score, then yes.
Sal's always been good at offhand rifle. Like that, I know that from competing against him for so long. Mm-hmm. He's always been super solid at offhand rifle.
I want to say they missed 11 or 12. They were somewhere in the 30s, and I was in the low 20s.
What was the total round count?
48.
And Sal missed 11?
Yeah.
Then that's a hard rifle target.
Okay.
I've been competing against Sal since the second time I ever competed. I think it was his first time. And since then, I've learned if it's offhand against Sal, you're cooked. So you need to do something special on the other side of the stage. But
yeah,
if Sal missed 11, that's like 20%, 25%. You said it was like 40 something?
48.
So it's like 20%. Oh, yeah. That was probably pretty hard.
In comparison, I only missed 2 on the pistol. We had 48.
Yeah.
So That's why I say, based off of how it went for me, I would switch the rifle and pistol personally. But I was going
each target. I'd make the rifle target half big, 50% bigger, and I make the pistol target 50% smaller.
Yeah.
The pistol target I shot fast at too.
Yeah. But I think that's the first time they did bench press, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah.
So you gotta give them a little bit of slack on the pistol target or the target sizes, because like you don't fucking know.
I thought it was a good stage overall. I mean,
It was a good. I had
Yeah.
I had fun, and I thought that it was a good test. I just think that the rifle target was really
Ambitious.
hard, and I had a bad performance on that. So I don't want to say that it's
I would
the
say-
target's fault. I did suck at it.
From a programming perspective, as long as you gained an advantage by shooting at the target, it's a decent target. If now the target is so hard that you're like, it's not even worth the time aiming, that's a poorly programmed size of the target. If the target's so big, everybody gets 100%, or maybe drops 1 or 2. Target was too big, but it seemed like it was on the hard side of acceptable.
Definitely.
Yeah, because if Sal's at 20% of misses, you're at you're teetering on a hard side of what's acceptable for sure.
I wonder how it went for the rest of the group that came out to tactical games. We're just speaking in terms of the elites that we saw. So the men right in front of us, and then what we did. So looking at like across the entire group of athletes, how many people hit 50% plus? Yeah. That would probably be a good thing to look at too.
Sorry,
Anyways.
got to send Nathan his password to his fantasy football team so he can keep crushing poor people at. Dude, never get in a war with that kid with stats. He's gonna crush you.
That's awesome. Good for him.
Oh man, he's gonna be a pain in the ass when he gets older. Okay, that was strength third. So yeah, targets.
Stage 4.
Stage 4, aggregate, pistol, speed, barricade. So was it just pistol or?
Just pistol. We had like a normal VTAC barrier, and you had the option to shoot out of any 4 ports on the inside, and then you needed to shoot from 1 port on the outside, which was the step down thingy. You just need to put your muzzle past the barricade in one of the step down things. You didn't have to put it on it.
I got you. Okay.
I guess same thing for the inside ones. You didn't have to place your pistol on it, but you had to be through it.
But did you have to shoot through every port at one time?
Not everyone. 4 of them. You choose.
Oh, okay. So
Any
you got
4
any
interior.
4. Gotcha. Okay.
You choose. Tina ran that stage. She did a great job running it. So
Tina.
just give her a little shout out there. She always crushes it.
Yeah, I like Tina. She's good. I always give her a ton of crap.
we gave her crap from the time we showed up to the time we left. So
Gil walked up to me probably 6 months ago, and he's like, "Hey man, Tina doesn't really know if you like her or not." It's like, that means I got her right in the perfect spot.
No, she did great. So it made the flow easy, and you knew what you needed to do. This is a 50-point stage, and you just shoot so you needed 2 hits on steel from each of the 5 chosen ports, and then you reloaded and you did 2 hits on 5 of the chosen ports again. Yeah, it just was. I mean, I don't got much to say about it. It just was.
What was the other 50 point? The weave?
The weave.
Okay. Yeah, there's not much to say about that. It is what it is. How big was the target for the speed barricade?
8 inches?
Was it steel or was it
6 or 8 inch
I
steel?
think they were 6-inch steels. There was 2 of them side by side, but you had to pick one and stick with it. The other one was
No,
there.
you could shoot either one that you wanted to.
Oh, that's right. Normally, Tina said last time they did it, it was if you pick the left one and that's the one you shot first, you stick with it the whole time.
Yeah.
If it falls off,
then you get an extra one.
There's an extra one there for you to continue. But this time they said,
send it.
whichever one your bullet hits,
Just make a hit,
as long as it counts as.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's everybody's doing it. Yeah, whatever. But I do like that they have 2 plates up. That way, if one gets defeated, you go. Have
Super
another
good
one
call.
to go to.
Yep.
Sandbag, stress, carry.
Yeah, so this is Sunday morning. Sandbag stress carry. 4 rounds of fitness. and you started, an important part, you started 100 yards away from the firing line.
Mm-hmm.
So when you begin, you pick up the lightest sandbag that you have and you carry it to the firing line 100 yards and back. And then you have to run to the firing line to shoot.
Okay.
And then when you're done shooting, you run back to where the bags are. Second bag is a little heavier. You carry it 75 yards down and back. Run, go shoot. Run back. 50 yards down and back with a little bit heavier. Run, go shoot. Run back. And then 25 yards down and back with the heaviest bag. Run, go shoot. And then run back to finish. So there's a lot of running kind of mixed in there.
500 yards of running mixed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bag weights went up as obviously the distances went down. For us, we had a 75 to start, a 100, a 125, and then a 150. The men's elite had 100, 150, 200, 250.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, the worst of it was the 100 and the 125.
Yeah.
I think it's closer to like 900 meters of running. Anyway, because it's 200 per round for 4 rounds plus the initial run down. So 800.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it ran like half a mile pretty much.
Yeah, it got tough on those middle rounds where you have okay amount of weight and it's more for distance. It's just more time under tension and more fatigue in your calves, honestly.
Yeah.
Whereas when I got to the last bag, I was like, thank God that I only have to go 25 yards. I don't care what weight it was. I was like, I just don't want to go
especially
50 plus yards with it.
At least for me, probably everybody's a little bit different. But for me, when my back starts blowing up, like it doesn't matter if it's 5 pounds or 500 pounds. It's the same pain.
Yeah.
Like shooting on that stage. What was the shooting?
We had the barricade with the 245s and then the low squares on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to shoot, I think, from all 4 of those that I just named.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pistol was off of the barricade, if I recall, I believe. Yeah, off the barricade, the 45s. So you had to switch back and forth on the 45s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the target for the 100, it was at 100 yards. And I just remember it was significant. Like it's significant to get your hits. It was hittable. Like you should take your time trying to hit them.
Yeah.
Same with the pistol. You could definitely hit with your pistol because you're supported on the barricade.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a fast shooting stage, I would say.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of time under tension with the stress carry. And I'm sure all of us were really feeling our legs that morning after the run the prior day.
Mm-hmm.
So I know my calves blew up. I didn't even feel my back during it. It was just my calves that I was feeling from shuffling with the heavy bag. Sorry. I mean, it's only 100, 125, but the distance that you're going with it made it feel pretty crappy.
Imagine being the group that had to start on stage 4 and then went to long range and then had to do the run after doing the stress carry stage.
Yeah.
That'd have been different for sure.
Yeah,
All
it definitely would have been different. The run played into that one a lot, but it was a good stage. I thought that it was a good test and well-programmed test. It was hard to get under the time cap for most people. I think I finished at 14:31, I want to say, and the time cap was 15, and a lot of people got time capped.
Did the 40 plus do the same? 40 plus did the same weights y'all did, right?
No, they did not. They did 100, 125, 150, 200.
Oh, okay.
Which was appropriate for this workout, in my opinion.
I was just going to go back to see if you beat Zach or not.
That was too.
That just clicked into my head. I was like, wait a second.
No, I was glad to see that they gave them a middle ground between us and men's elite.
Yeah.
I thought that was appropriate. The men's elite, watching them go, there were several guys that were really struggling with that 250.
Mm-hmm.
The Gross brothers, I remember watching them do it. They had so much
Grit.
tenacity, trying to get that bag moving, because it was pretty significant penalty to not finish a 25-foot length of the bag carry. So if they could get it at least 25 feet, it would save them a lot of points. So, man, they were giving it all they got.
The program has evolved and changed and stuff like that. And I think it's evolved and changed in good ways. But then also I think that sometimes things have been left behind, almost probably not on purpose, just forgotten type thing. But we used to program it to where it just feel like bag has to go from point A to point B, and you can stress carry it. So but if you're strong enough to get it to your shoulder, you can put it on your shoulder and carry it on your shoulder. So it kind of gave the people that were strong enough to shoulder it an advantage because now you don't have to stress carry it type thing. And we did a lot of that. It was just like, here's all your crap. Get it from point A to point B.
You got to get it back.
Yeah.
So in the case of the Gross brothers, the one that I'm just thinking of right now, if he couldn't carry it, could he have flipped it?
So, no, because we would. That's one thing that we would dictate is like it can't touch the ground. Like you have to carry it.
Has to be off the ground the whole time while it's moving.
Yeah, but then
I think he was
doing that.
Yeah, he was picking it up.
He was basically getting his
right?
chest over the top of it, like out in front of it, and putting his hands underneath it, and then like
moving it forward
4
a few
feet, and then
Yeah.
walking his feet forward 2 shuffles, and then doing it again.
Yeah.
He did that to finish the 250.
Yeah. All right. So sandbag stress carry. Then
I was thankful it was something different than bag over.
yeah.
Is that where you're getting at with that point? Like sometimes you leave stuff behind.
Well,
like
even with bag over, we sometimes we'd put the yoke in the middle of the lane, and then you would have to like stress carry your bag from the back line to the middle of the lane, or carry it on your shoulder if you could. Like however it was programmed, it may just say like take your bag to the middle, do 4 over the thing, then take your bag to the shooting line, shoot, get your bag back to the middle, go back over, or sometimes it'd be like carry your bag to the middle and then do burpee overs the yoke and then carry your bag to the anyway. But yeah, so then the next one, event 6, was kind of what you described to me. It may not be exactly a chipper, but it just sounds like there was a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was 3 rounds of fitness. The first round preface, we put on rucks for this event. The guys had a 20-pound ruck and the females had a 10-pound ruck. So that's always uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We had a long go ruck sandbag that we were using for the entire stage. So the men had an 80-pound one and the women had a 60. So we started 3, 2, 1, go. We put the duffel on top of our backs and we did the box step over for 12 reps, which if you think about it, I mean, 10 pounds on the ruck, 12 pounds on the vest, duffel.
20 probably.
It was heavy. Whatever it adds up to be, it was heavy. So 12 was, I know it sounds on first, you're like, oh, only 12 box step overs, but it was good.
By the time you get your pistol gear and all that, yeah, you're probably 110, 120 pounds.
Yeah, it was fine as is. And then we moved over to the next bay on this one. We did fitness in one bay and shoot in the other. So then you move over and you do your shooting iteration, which is on steel off of a barricade, 10 shots, 10 shots rifle, and then 10 pistol, freestanding on the pistol. And any misses that you had, you did a lateral bag throw for. And then once you're done with your penalty work, you ran your bag back over to the other side where you continued on to the following rounds. The second round of fitness was bear crawl, and we went 6 lengths or 3 down and backs. And I think the distance was probably, what would you say, like 30 yards? Or sorry, 30 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. So it's kind of rocky. And when I was watching the men go, Hepner didn't have knee sleeves on. I don't know if this is what it was going through his mind, but he didn't have knee sleeves on. So he did a traditional bear crawl like you would imagine in CrossFit where your knees are not on the ground, like your hips are high, and he was pulling his bag. And then all the other guys were like going knees on the ground and dragging it that way. And I was like, is Hepner just that much fitter? Jacob Neergarth also kept his knees off the ground. I was like, are they just fitter in this movement? Like, why are they doing that? But I don't think either of them had knee sleeves on. And when I was looking at the other guys, I was like, they look kind of dumb right now, but maybe they've got it figured out. I don't know. So I had that in mind when I went, and I was just going to feel it out, but I was going to start with my legs straightened. And I started doing that and then immediately went to like putting my knees on the ground. It was rocky, and like just the way that the ruck would crush your head down, it felt like if someone were to like drown you in a tub and hold your head down, that's what the ruck made you feel like as you're trying to bear crawl and like see where you're going. So it was just easier to like put my knees on the ground. But that stint was probably a good amount of time of bear crawling. It had to have been like 2 minutes of bear crawling, maybe more.
Or more.
Probably more for most people. Yeah.
It was a lot.
It felt like forever that we were bear crawling, and it was hard.
So Hepner was bear crawling, and Jacob Neergarth bear crawling, and the rest of y'all
were crawling. Yes. Okay. Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, I mean, Jacob played football, so being in that position is probably not out of the ordinary for him. to have to move something or somebody out of the way in a 3-point stance.
Maybe that was easier for them. I don't know. The ruck on my head, I was
I had written down standards because like we've seen Tim try to do bear crawl a couple times, and like some people were basically just like standing up and like dangling their fingers on the ground and just, like,
so
they distinctly cut that out.
Okay, good.
There was one guy that tried it, and who was the RO?
He went backwards and Ned
Freer.
Yeah.
As soon as the guy stood up and tried to go backwards and put one hand on the ground and dragged. I mean, Ned, stop! You got to. Yeah. I mean, he's like, no, you got to be on the ground.
You can't try and do that to Ned because Ned was there for the days of 10.
He gets it.
Yeah. You're standing on principles like, nope, I'm going to do this right. And then there's other people like literally running and like just like touching the tips of rocks with their hand on the other one.
Yeah. Good point. Well, he did a good job holding the standards on that. Our standard for people that weren't there were 2 feet and one hand had to be touching the ground when you moved the bag.
Okay.
The full time that you moved the bag.
And the bag was heavy enough and the ground was soft enough that you couldn't just like drag and walk it and like put your finger on the ground. Like it was easier to just do it the right way than to do it that way.
Probably the ruck too, like forcing you down made you not be able to do that.
Yeah.
And you couldn't throw it either.
Okay.
If you were trying to like send it,
couldn't leave the ground. The bag had to stay on the ground the whole time.
I didn't even know that was a standard, but just like how it felt when I was doing it, there's no chance I was going to throw the bag forward and then meet it somewhere. So that was the second fitness iteration. Then you ran over and shot, did your penalty reps if you got them, and then you came back and there was a parallel, a wall, and then a parallel, and you went under, over, under, and then on the way back, over, under the wall, over, and you did that iteration 2 times. Originally in the stage brief, it said 3, but then when we got briefed from Ned, he said it was just 2 down and backs of that, which was fine. I wouldn't have cared if it was 3. I mean, we just would have gotten the work done, but 2 was good too. I think maybe people got time capped or something on that early on, and maybe they made a game time decision to get people through the workout, which is probably a good one. But anyways, 2 was fine. And then we finished shooting, came back. Overall, it was a hard physical stage.
Wasn't that was a 15-minute time cap stage?
I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, I think 15.
I think y'all finished at I think your time was 12:22.
So we could have
12:21. So y'all probably could have done the third round over there and been fine.
Yeah.
But I think some of the other divisions were timing out pretty bad.
I could see that. I bet it was in the bear crawl.
Probably.
That they were losing a lot of time. But yeah, it was a good stage. I never want to do it again, but it wasn't bad. But it was hard.
E7, weave. So that was 50-point stage where you go, up. Typically, there's a bag that you have with you, and you and your bag have to weave. Yeah, not much to say. I think most people that have competed have done that.
Yeah, that one just is what it is.
Yeah,
I got nothing to say about it.
I have nothing to say about that.
Last one.
Don't get me wrong. It's not because it's a negative thing. Like I think the weave is probably it's a legitimate thing to do. Mm-hmm. So agility, mobility, all the
endurance.
Yeah.
Some power output depending on
how long did y'all do it for? 3 minutes?
No, it's 2 minutes. I could have gone 3.
Ooh, 2 seems short. It's almost like not enough to gap.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It felt short when I was doing it, but
yeah, seems like 3 or 4. That way people start really slowing down. All right. 8 sled, farmer's carry, and then you shoot off a tank trap.
Yeah, so last stage, you had bags that were maybe also about 100 yards away from the firing line. Farmer's carry bags, jerry cans.
Probably 40, 50.
Yards away from the firing line? It was far away from the firing line. Anyways,
y'all started the firing line and ran down?
No, we started at the bags. But anyways, it is a significant distance away from the firing line. You carried, say, halfway to the firing line, and then the rest of the distance was a sled push on the Dahmer turf, where you had loaded your farmer's carry bags on the alpaca sled and pushed the sled down. And once you get to the end of the sled push, you unload your bags, and then you go shoot. And then to come back, you load your bags back on the sled, push the sled down, take your bags off, farmers carry back down. And that was one round. And you had 4 of those.
Put them over the line, grab mags, get your bags, repeat. Yeah, I thought it was a great flow. The flow of the stage was perfect.
Yeah, it was really good. Set up for the stage. The shooting, when we originally looked at it, was off a tank trap at like 50 yards. And after we just shot 100 yards standing freestyle rifle on a sheet of paper, I was like, why? Why are we shooting, tank trap at 50 then? But the targets were small, or they're like the smaller triangle ones that there's 4 on it. And it's still good. Like after I did the stage, I was like, yeah, that was great. Yeah. I feel like the rifle, I think Sal shot 100% on the rifle. Mm-hmm. Very few misses on the rifle. And then the pistol was off the tank trap as well.
Majority of that heat of men, I think, only missed 10 shots collectively between the heat.
Yeah. So maybe on the easier end of targets for the rifle. Mm-hmm. But your heart rate was up a pretty good amount from the bags in the sled. Mm-hmm. So with that said, like you're still getting the challenge of like making sure your breathing is controlled enough to pull good shots on the tank trap, but the target was generous enough where you could definitely hit. And then you shot pistol off the tank trap. That was fine. Definitely hittable, definitely doable. 4 rounds of that, the grip started to add up a lot towards the end there, but I didn't set them down. Kept with it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm got done and was like, yeah, that was a really good test, because I got to a point that I really wanted to stop on the farmer's carry, but I was able to keep going through it. And it was a separator to hang on to it. Mm-hmm. And then the sled really jacked your heart rate up for the shooting that followed. So, and it was a little bit of grip as well, because I'm not wide enough to put my shoulders on it. So there's obviously I'm still kind of tense with that. Yeah. Arms straight or arms bent. But yeah, overall, I thought that was a good one. It was definitely fun and it was hard.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. And then you won. Hey.
And I won. Yeah. It was good.
Cool. Well, sounds like, so 2 shooting only stages, 1 only fitness, 2 only fitness, running in the weave. And then 1 was legs and upper body, 1 was strength. Yeah, like it looks like it was pretty
grip sled.
Yeah, looked like it pretty much checked all the boxes. So
I would agree with that statement. Also, many people said at the end of the weekend that this was one of the most physically difficult regionals that they've seen in a very long time. Mm-hmm. In it compared to nationals. Mm-hmm. And I would also agree with that it was a physically difficult regional. And I think a lot of us out there, at least in the elite field, that I know have already qualified, we're training for nationals. So getting that prep before nationals was cool. Yeah. That it was a little bit more intense, a little bit harder. I loved that. I thought it was good.
Well, I know as when we were doing it, as the year progressed, it would get a little bit harder and a little bit harder as the year went on, because people were seeing what we were doing that year. Mm-hmm.
And you are putting some stages out that are testing for nationals. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember doing the same thing. So whenever we had a really good stage that tested some, whether it was legs, arms, endurance, whatever, whenever we did it, we kind of made a note of it. And then a lot of times we wouldn't do the exact same stage, but the format would be the same, and most of it would be the same, and we'd throw in something a little bit different. Because obviously you want nationals to go really well and be as equitable as it can be. So designing stages that check all those boxes are hard. So whenever you come across one that is good, you kind of want to hang on to that and put it in your back pocket. But I do remember we would copy and paste into a different document. So that way, and then we'd have 15 or 20 from the year you could pull from, and make sure that everything was hit appropriately.
Yeah, nothing was easy over the weekend.
That's good. Mm-hmm. I would say now that things have taken a step, in that direction. There was several that I've competed in. There was the physical part. It's I can stop working out and just show up and shoot and be fine. That's good.
Usually I would say in the past with regionals, there's one to a few events that you get done with and you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah. It's like your heart rate was up because of the intensity, not because of the difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way this weekend though.
Cool. Well,
It was a good one.
Sounds like a good one.
Definitely a good match. I liked that they used some unique aspects of the range and felt like they put on a good show there. It was a hard one.
Cool. Well, good job. So I guess that's Ohio.
That was Ohio.
That was Ohio. Yeah.
All right. Nice.
We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.